Dear friends, welcome to online lectures on data structures for BCA 1. The content of this particular video, that is elemental data structure, is unit 1 of C programming second. So this particular this particular unit comprises basic concepts such as a data object, array and record, operations and the relations on data objects, definitions of data structure, built-in data types, examples of data structure, concept of abstract data type, notation to specify a abstract data type, concept of precondition and post conditions, implementations of an ADT, abstract data type, in a large language, specification and implementation of simple data structures such as integer, rational, currency, date, temperature, distance, pay, marks, grade, etc. This is the content of unit 1 of CP2. This particular subject is in BCA semester, second semester. So now in this particular video you will find the introductions part of data structure. Now out of this particular contents of this particular unit, you will find the major important part is ADT, abstract data type. In the first semester we have already discussed about the basic operations or basic elements of data structure. Now the second semester it is very important to know the abstract data type. Now first we will discuss the abstract data type, but we will see this particular slide. This slides indicates different types of data structure. Now data structure can be divided into two categories. One is primitive data structure and the second one is non-primitive data structure. We call it user defined data structure. Now what is primitive data structure? So primitive data structures like int, character, float, double, these are examples of primitive data or primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structures will again have different types like linear and nonlinear data structures. Now we'll see first what is primitive data structure. Primitive data structures means the data and the data structures which can be directly implemented in the computer environment. More specifically, we can say when we are declaring any type of data and data structure, it will directly indicate the implementation part, or it can be saved in the memory directly. But when we are talking about non-primitive data structures, we have to implement in a different level. We don't know the exact implementation part, just we are having an logical view, a logical model and descriptions and analysis of that data structure. Later on we will have implementation. We cannot go directly, or we cannot implement directly the data which is under non-primitive or user defined data structure. In non-primitive data structure we can divide into two categories, that is linear and non-linear. So linear data structures and non-linear data structures is based on the arrangement and organizations of data, particularly in the memory. If you are storing data in a sequential way, in a particular method, sequential method, then we can go for linear data structure. If you are storing data in a scattered way, we should not follow any particular sequence, then we can go for non-linear data structure. Linear data structures again can be divided into two types. One is static and another one is dynamic. This divisions indicates that the data structure which is a linear data structure can be a static. That means we have to declare first, then we can go for implementation and we cannot modify any structure, size, space, types of data in runtime. Dynamically says that we can change the structure, we can change the data types, we can change the size of data in runtimes. So this is dynamical linear data structure or dynamic data structure. If we'll see the example of static linear data structure will be array. So array is a representation of static manner. We have to define at the beginning that type of array and the size of array. But in dynamic linear data structure, we will find different examples like linked list. In a linked list, you will have several kind of linked list like a single linked list, double linked list, circular linked list. Again, stack also one example of a dynamic linear data structure. Then we will have a queue also. So we have a example of a queue, different types of queue under dynamic linear data structure. If you will see the nonlinear data structures, example will come, that is tree and graphs. So tree is a structure which can be stored or which can be used for data organization in a scattered way. It doesn't follow any sequential manner. We can put data in our memory, we can store data in our memory in a scattered way. We should not follow a sequential way, whereas in linear data structure we found that all the data is in a sequential manner. So tree and graphs are examples of non-linear data structure. Now we'll move to next part, that is more specifically what is abstract data type. What is abstract data type? So the definitions of abstract data type we can define in this way. In computer science, a data structure is a data organization, management and storage format that enables different access and modification. Once again, in computer science, a data structure is a data organization, data management and a data storage format that enables efficient access and modification. So now this is the way we can define abstract data type. So data organizations means we are arranging data in a systematical way, that is management. So we are managing the data and we are storing or organizing or managing the data in a particular memory, or we call it storage format. Now why we are arranging, why we are managing the data in the storage area? Because of we have to access the data in a particular time without spending maximum time. So efficiently we can access it without getting any errors, we can access it. The second thing is we have to modify the data. Sometimes we need to modify the data so that data can be accurate, data can be valid data. So that time there may be chances of getting modification. Now when we are using abstract data type, there may be chances of getting access the data efficiently and modifications of data properly. Now when we are looking to the data structure, abstract data structures especially, we have two ways of abstract data structures. That is, one is we can represent data types, abstract data types in mathematical, logical, abstract models or views. This is the one way we can represent our abstract data type. So when we are using abstract data type, that means there may be chances that we are using some extent mathematical notations, some extent logical expressions, some extent abstract model we are using, and views. Then second part you will have, second way you will have implementation part. As I told, the abstract data type cannot be directly implemented. So first we have to give a logical view, logical model or abstract model or mathematical notations which cannot be directly executed by the compiler or interpreter. But when we are talking about implementation, that concept, that views, that abstract model can be converted into a programming language. Through a programming language, we have to prepare a code which can be executed by a system or by a compiler or interpreter, and it gives you a intended result. So now implementation will be the last stage, and first we have to define the mathematical, logical, and abstract or different types of views of a particular concepts. Now when we are declaring any type of data which is under abstract type, that means it cannot be directly executed. Later on we will have execution. Now we can define abstract data type in this particular slides. More specifically, if you will see the example, you can find out the exact definitions of abstract data type. What is abstract data type definition? Entities are entities that are definitions of data and operations. It's a data and operations, but not have implementation details. Now abstract data type always have data and operations, not having implementation details. So now in this particular example you will find a real world example. We are taking smartphone, mobile phone. In mobile phones you will find the configurations which have 4 GB RAMs, then processors, 2.5 gigahertz processors, 5.5 inch LCD. These are all features which is logical manner or logical view, or we are using, or normal user can use these features. So that is in abstract manner. But actually in implementation part you will find the code which is generated through different programming languages. So now you can see here the implementation view. So this is really related to a programming concepts. Now implementation will be later in abstract data type. So now this is a concrete example. In this particular slides you will find data structures example. Now we are using an array. Array is an abstract data type. So now when we are using array, we are not concentrating the code first. We have to see the storage set of elements, how many elements we can store in this array. Then read the elements, that means we can access the index position, modify the elements by index. So now these are all logical things we have to perform. Now when we are defining this, it is not executable. So now to execute it, you have to convert into a programming code or programming languages. Through programming languages we have to make a code. So now in the right hand side implementation view, you can see these are the abstract or logical view in the left side, and the right side you will see int array of 5. That means we are giving a size of an array. So now that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements can be stored. And we have a code of cout, that is in C++, and in our C languages we can use printf and scanf functions. So now in this particular example you can find out direct code we are generating so that it can be implemented. So the real definitions of abstract data type is just data and operations we can define, that to be abstract manner, and later on we will have implementation part. So now this is the definitions of abstract data type, and I think it will be clear. Thank you. Further sessions we can clear another examples and other definitions of data structures. Thank you.